Connor, someone was asking me about FGA, which I think is fine-grained authorization, which wasn't a term that I had encountered before. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, fine grain authorization is our bread and butter here at OSO. So you can think of coarse grain authorization as basically an all or nothing approach, which is essentially like you have access to this entire organization or not. Whereas a fine grain approach is more at the resource level. So I kind of think of it how, like, you and I are in the engineering departments. We can have access to all of our engineering documents in Notion, but we can't see like financial records or like payment information from like the HR or people's because we're not in that department. And so that's how we fine-grained authorization uses the resource level to restrict access to individuals.
Got it. So if I'm like building a like multi-tenant B2B SaaS application, I might have very like coarse-grained authorization where employees of organizations can just, have access to things, and that would be coarse. But if I wanted to allow people to scope the permissions that employees have down more specifically than just everything that the organization owns, that would be a situation where I would need to think about this.
Right. Whenever you're thinking of like restricting to types of resources or special types of users or even things like time zones or geographic location, whenever you're dealing with those like smaller dials, that's when FGA comes into play.